This video is all about religious and non-religious views on abortion. Now, with the word abortion, obviously we're understanding of the fact that this means the termination of a fetus when a woman is pregnant. Okay, so we need to know for this topic what Catholic views are, what Jewish views are, and what non-religious views are. If you're in current year 11, you don't have to mention humanism, but in every other year group that you will have to. So, first things first, Catholic views on abortion. Well, first and foremost, you have to make sure that in your answer you make it very clear that they disagree with abortion. Now, the reasoning behind it. The first reason that Catholics disagree with abortion is that they believe that all life is sacred. This is because the creation story teaches us that all life has been created by God and therefore is holy and belongs to Him. So as a result, we shouldn't end it. The next one is Catholics believe that abortion is murder. This is because they believe that life starts at conception. So therefore, it breaks one of the 10 commandments, not love thy neighbour, of thou shalt not kill. Now, the third idea is that abortion is wrong as all life is valuable and should be protected. And this is because we are all vessels of the Holy Spirit, or you could say that God breathed life into Adam, so is therefore within us. Okay? The next one is that all life should be protected, and abortion is wrong as God has a plan for every life. This is because we are taught in the Old Testament that God has a plan for all of us. Okay? The final thing for you to say about the Catholic view is, and make sure you phrase this correctly, do not ever phrase it that sometimes Catholics accept or agree with abortion. Do not say that. Instead, phrase your answer in this way. Catholics sometimes apply the doctrine of double effect to abortion. This is because there are some scenarios where a pregnant mother may need to receive treatment to save her life, and the double effect, the consequence, would end the life of the fetus. Now, as an example, if you want to explain this, okay, if a mother had chemotherapy, then she would be allowed to receive it to save her life, even though the life of the fetus was ended. And this is because the action is to save life and not end it. Now, when it comes to the Jewish view on this topic, it is exactly the same. Okay, it is exactly the same. But for your first answer, what you can say is that they disagree with it as all life is sacred and they believe it's murder, that sort of idea. Okay, and the teaching, same sort of ones, but I would use God breathed life into Adam if you are going to talk about how God is within us, and do not use the vessels of the Holy Spirit teaching, because that comes from St. Paul. Now, the second answer that you're going to say about when it comes to Jews is that some Jews, in a minority of cases, that they believe that abortion can be acceptable. And this is because they believe that a human life receives full human rights when the head exits the vagina. Okay? So, it is at that point that the human life, the baby, gets full human rights. So there may be some circumstances that it could be acceptable. Therefore, okay, a sort of example for this would be if the mother was under 16, but what you have to say in your answer is that before making the decision, they should talk or they should consult with the rabbi. So, by there you've got, if you want, your 5 PEs for the Catholic view, and you've got the Jewish answer as well. Now, when it comes to the impacts that you could include for the Jewish answer and the Catholic answer, the type of things you're going to talk about are, number one, the Catholics and Jews reject the UK law, okay, on abortion. You could say that they campaign against the government, all right, to change the law. You could say that they are supportive of the pro-life movement, and also that they support the charity SPUC, which is the Society for the Protection of the Unborn Child. Now, when it comes to the humanist or the non-religious view, what you can use for this is that many or some non-religious people believe that, and humanists included, that abortion is morally acceptable. And the reason for this is that they believe that it is a person's right to be able to decide, as they do not believe that human life starts at conception. Therefore, humanists and all non-religious people, or a number of non-religious people, that they believe that the UK law is correct and they support it. Also, you can say about them, they are supportive of the pro-choice movement, which means that a woman should have a right to decide whether to have an abortion or not. Now, the final sort of ideas you could explore, that you don't have to, right, but there's like a second or third or fourth paragraph about this topic. You could say that some people believe that abortion is acceptable because that's what the UK law says. Another one, you could say that there are certain circumstances that an abortion should be allowed to take place. And these kind of things would be maybe if the mum was under 16 or if the mother had been raped. Now, the final kind of idea that you could really include if you want to try and push towards that A&A star, that you could say that actually some people believe that religious teaching can justify abortion. This is because Jesus teaches that we should show love to thy neighbour, and an abortion could be a loving action. And the reason behind this, so therefore an example of when an abortion might be the most loving action, you could say that if the mother had been raped, or if think of all those circumstances that we've spoken about in the past, of why it was allowed before 1990. So for example, if the child there was a potential of them being born severely handicapped, that allowing an abortion to take place could be a loving action then. And the final thing, if there are children, who are already born, who could be put at risk of harm because of another child being born. So there's a lot of answers there for you. All right, you have 5 Catholic views, you have 2 Jewish views, all right, and then finally you have a humanist view and some other non-religious views as well. Thank you very much for watching.